Okay guys, on this episode we're going to be talking about hill running. So what is hill running? Why do we use hills in training, and when do we use hill? What is hill running? Hill running is running up hills. It sounds dead simple, but it's often mostly combined with interval running. So as we mentioned before in previous videos, interval sessions are quite important, and hill running is used with interval sessions. And
why would we use hills? That's a good question, because you might be sitting there going, well yeah, obviously hill runners run up hills, but as from a training standpoint, like Matt says, what actually is it and why do we do it? So we use it because it's a great way to improve your form and your technique, because when you're running up hills, you drive your arms, it increases your knee lift, and that then can transcend through into your normal running, which will help you be more efficient. And the good thing about hills is it works the whole body. It's like a body workout. You're going to be working, it's strength, you're going to be working your hips, working your knees, working your feet, working your core, working your arms, everything mentally as well. They're very tough.
Yeah, it's also, I also say that, like a mental toughness exercise running up and down a hill. Like it is obviously very tough.
There's been times in Kenya, which I am not joking, there's been some hills which go on for about 2 miles, and they're so hard, and you're hurting, and you're really hurting, and even if it's just on a run, you're hurting. But I just feel like the benefits that you get, the strength in your legs, and mentally how tough it makes you, I think that they're so good, and it doesn't have to be anybody at my level. It can be at any level. Hill running can be used to really improve your training. One of the things we say is how to incorporate into your training schedule. So when do you do hill running? We wouldn't recommend that you do this as well as an interval session in a week. If you're a trained athlete like Ross, then you can potentially do that. But if you're starting out, I'd recommend replacing your interval session with a hill session, maybe once a month, but obviously speak to your coach about it and we can go through in detail. But we recommend potentially once a month doing a hill session. And hill running can also be incorporated into your normal easy runs. So say potentially you go on a Wednesday night, you're not doing a tempo run, you're doing a kind of easy run, you see a hill, put some effort in up the hill, make that your effort. It's kind of like a fartlet kind of thing, which we'll talk about in another video, but it is an important part of your training. Yeah, and like Matt says, if you want to run and you see a hill and you go, I want to give that a go, and there's no harm in doing that. There really isn't, because it'll be like a 50, 60, 70, 100 metre effort, that's all it'll be. And when you're running up there, just really think about your form, think about having nice and relaxed shoulders, but driving in a nice coordinated way with your knees on your toes, getting up that hill. And I think, like Matt says, whether it's a Wednesday run, even a Sunday is a great time, I think, to kind of get a hilly run in, if you can, if you're at that level. If you're not, that's fine, you can build to it. You have more time to recover on a Sunday, obviously. Exactly. If you're not working, unless you do shift work, and then it's not. And one thing we were saying about a kind of tip, if you're doing hill running, you can do it in groups. So if you're like a 10k runner who does 30 minutes, and you're a half marathon runner who does 4 hours, completely different abilities. You can go to the same hill, run for the same amount of time, get the same relative benefit from that session. And group running is so much fun, and I think we've said it before in other videos, kind of the way you can just encourage each other, motivate each other, and it is really good fun. And afterwards, you might go to the pub for a beer as well. There you go. So, cheers guys. That was helpful.